And welcome back, everybody. 31 days through the Proverbs. I pray you're doing well. We're in day 26. Proverbs 26 today. So let's go ahead and jump into the text. Like snow in summer and like rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Like a sparrow in its wandering, like a swallow in its flying, so a curse without cause does not come. A whip is for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will also be like him. Answer a fool as his folly deserves, that he may not be wise in his own eyes. He cuts off his own feet and drinks violence, who sends a message by the hand of a fool. Like the legs which are useless to the lame, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one who binds a stone in a sling, so is he who gives honor to a fool. Like a thorn which falls into the hand of a drunkard, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like an archer who wounds everyone, so is he who hires a fool, or who hires those who pass by. Like a dog that returns to its vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The sluggard says, there is a lion in the road, a lion is in the open square. As the door turns on its hinges, so does the sluggard on his bed. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish, he is weary of bringing it to his mouth again. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can give a discreet answer. Like one who takes a dog by the ears is he who passes by and meddles with strife not belonging to him. Like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, was I not joking? For lack of wood the fire goes out, and where there is no whisperer, contention quiets down. Like charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a gossiper are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Like an earthen vessel overlaid with silver dross are burning lips in a wicked heart. He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he lays up deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Though his hatred covers itself with guile, his wickedness will be revealed before the assembly. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone, it will come back on him. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth works ruin. Proverbs 26 today. Thoughts on the proverb? Let's look back at verses 22 through 24. Good section here. And this one is like a lot of them, right? It's just loaded with a lot of different stuff. So I'm curious, what you're all writing in your journals as well, because there's a lot of good nuggets within this proverb, as there are many of them. Verse 22, the words of a gossiper, some of your versions may say whisperer, are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. So it's fascinating today within the church, and obviously you get outside the church and you're going to have a bunch of contention, bunch of heartache, bunch of gossip, bunch of backbiting, all that stuff. You would expect that outside the church. You shouldn't expect it within the church. Unfortunately, within the church we have sinful, imperfect people who are just redeemed by the blood of Jesus Christ. But it's fascinating the sins that people will point fingers at quickly, but yet they don't want to look at their own gossip, which is a little concerning. So gossip can run rampant. It can appear at times as, unfortunately, as concern for your prayer request. Hey, how can I pray for you? And really all it is a gossiping session, or someone trying to dig deeper into your life to find out, hey, what is it about you that I can go tell others about, all under the disguise of having them pray for you. Hey, pray for Bill, pray for Susie, pray for Betty, pray for Jim, whatever it may be, right? And then out comes the gossip. Tons of things that they don't even know if we're correct or not, which is really too bad. Look at verse 23. Like an earthen vessel overlaid with silver dross are burning lips in a wicked heart. He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he lays up deceit in his heart. I would argue that people who are out there gossiping they must really feel bad about themselves, or they're just trying, unfortunately, to bring other people down. Verse 23, look at that again. Earthen vessel overlaid with silver dross. An earthen clay vessel that's overlaid with silver. So it makes it look a lot more expensive than it was. Whereas you look below that, below the silver, on the inside, you have a cheap vessel, one that's probably not going to last very long. Same thing as burning lips and a wicked heart. Notice that he who hates disguises it with his lips. They say something that doesn't sound like they're hating people, but the bottom line, behind the scenes, they're laying up deceit in their own heart against people. So it's frightening too when you get to the New Testament and you read that, towards the end, that, hey, the love of many will grow cold. I think we're seeing a lot of that today. And again, with a focus on the church, which we want to do because, again, we would expect the non-believers to act like non-believers, right? Because they are non-believers. We wouldn't expect them to act like people with the Spirit of God living within them. Unfortunately, within the church, we see the same type of thing. So best thing you can do is pray for those people. There definitely are guidelines within the church and how we should run a church and how to deal with people like that as well. So all that should be considered also. But regardless, look at your own heart. How are you towards others? Good thing to think about as well. Don't always be looking at them, but look back inward to yourself and reflect on your own actions as well. That'll bring us to the end of Proverbs 26. I pray you're doing well. I pray you're all staying safe. Take care, everybody, and God bless. We'll see you next time.